Okay guys, here's what's happened so far. I've been on this dirt road once and filmed a few angle type shots. The bike appears to run really well along the dirt. So even now I'm running along this at 35 mile an hour, 60 k's, and you can see it's running along it really well. So out of all the bikes I've had in the past, I think this is a really well behaved bike on a dirt road, because this is a real bumpy road, and as a rule I don't like riding on dirt roads, but I thought I'd take it out. And sometimes I wonder even why I'd buy dirt road bikes, because, or venture bikes, because I'm really a sealed road rider. But you got to try something once in your life, so I suppose, I don't know, I just keep going back to these dual purpose bikes, and out of the few I've had, this appears to be the most comfortable I've been on over the last couple of years. And I think the worst one I've been on would have to be the Honda 250 Rally, because that was the one I kept I think less than a week, and I just didn't like that bike at all. So this bike seems small and compact, not too high. Geez, I'm almost sure I saw a possibly a snake out there laying on the road back there, and I only said to the wife before I left on this trip, it's pretty close with the last couple of warm days we've had, and now we've hit late August, that the snakes could be out on the road, or they're coming out in this area where I am. And when they come out in this area, the ones in this area are usually red belly blacks or eastern browns. In this area where I'm riding now, there are eastern browns and blacks. Blacks you don't mind, but the eastern brown, you know, you don't want to run into those ones at any time, because you don't seek medical attention. If they bite, you're as good as dead. So you just don't want to run into one of those any time of the year. But anyway, that's another story. But this one I'm going on now, I come down along early and set up a few shots with cameras. Could be an expensive run too, because the camera mount broke while I was setting it up right near the end of the run, so that broke, so I'm going to have to order another mount. Actually tightened it maybe a little bit too tight, because I didn't want the camera to fall off. But these things happen when you go out. But I do find that the bike runs along well. It's sure-footed or planted. And like, I'm no expert on a dirt bike or a dirt road, so you know, you'd have to get someone a lot better rider than me to know the difference. But the fact is, if I can go out and I'm not real confident and I can ride a lot quicker than normal, I would say I must feel a bit confident on it, or I wouldn't do it. Because I think on the Honda Rally going back 18 months ago, when I bought a new one of those, I only went up around about 400 metres on the road, and I thought, I just don't like this bike, and that was good enough for me to turn it around and a couple of days later sell it. No confidence whatsoever. But this particular one, really good. And I think the only couple of things I've ever pointed out from the day I bought it was very spongy front brake, I'll have that again, and I did fuel injection. But you know, I think to come out with this bike, and you know, even the Pirelli tyres, that may have something to do with it too. Like, I don't know, I'm not a dirt road rider. I may be now, but I wasn't before. We'll go down this road here. So they are fairly gravelly, loose roads, so it's not as if I'm riding on a totally hard packed surface, but the bike is really well behaved, and like I said, I'm doing 60 k's an hour along here now, and also out on this run today I'm running the windscreen for the first time. I think I noticed compared to prior to that when I've had the bike out, I've been running it without the screen, and it's a little bit more noisier with wind buffeting around the head with the screen on. I actually didn't mind it without the screen, to be honest, but you know, that's the way it goes. So I'll try it with a heavier brake valve and then the rear. That seems to pull that better. I actually locked it on this corner. Came pretty close to that fence. A couple of horses on the road up here, so I'll take this nice and easy. Those horses are fairly towy. Don't like horses anytime. Yeah, so coming along here you can see a lot of gravel on the road. And yeah, so you can see, give this a little bit of power along here. And you're up around 45 mile an hour now, and you can see it's moving along quite easy. And see, so you wouldn't want to bump into that yellow box tree there. Yeah, so just come along there. It's more hard packed surface now. You can run it up to 50 mile an hour. Yeah, so overall, apart from that rear brake lock up, like I said, if I hit it hard on the front now, or harder on the front, because you need a bit of force behind you to stop this bike on the braking system. And there's a lot of gravel on the road. But this is the exact route I travelled earlier on to set up a few of my shots to make hopefully their video a little bit more interesting compared to, you know, what I put up previously. Yeah, so overall today's pretty good, interesting. I might be able to run home or run around and put this together, see what footage I got, and run along. I just come back onto the bitumen shortly, and then I can I'll run the bike up again to a 80k cruise on seal. Yeah, I think the secret may be a bit more pressure on the front disc, a bit less on the back, because the back seems to have a lot more bite than the front. Probably doesn't matter if you've got ABS, where both of them should probably bite about the same or stop any different. All the other bikes I've had lately, or most of them have been ABS anyway. I think I've travelled now close on 100 kilometres or 60 mile on the bike, so rides over the slow down humps pretty well. So we'll run it up to 80 k's along here on the seal stuff, because this is 80k. So there we are, an 80k cruise on the bike now. On that, nice and easy. Yes, overall, I'm still very happy with this bike, and you know, in my case, if I'm happy with something, well, in that case, that's usually a good sign. Good sign for me anyway. So we go really hard front brake and then bring the back in. Yeah, I think it's all right in the bitumen, but back on that dirt it was just a bad call on my part, going a little bit hard on that rear anchor, and actually I never locked it up once, I locked it up twice. I would have been going a little bit quicker, I may have ended up in the paddock. So I think on today's event, this is only a run-in on the bike, so I'm pretty safe. I think running it to 80 kilometres an hour on this motor, I've no interest in going any quicker than that, so that's good enough for it till it's run in properly. That'd be no different what I'd run in a C5, and I think this is a lot stronger or better motor than the C5, so if it can handle a 80k run in, this should be able to handle it quite easy, and the Interceptor can handle it no trouble. Well, it's the bumps and that alright too, so I think the most disappointing about today's event was breaking the camera mount. So as far as that goes, next time I'm out I might take it straight out dirt or straight out paddock running, and take it through a couple of good hills and that.